Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to speak here with the same interest of developer relationship. I'm working for AWS for developers to enable cloud services to build their applications more fast and efficient. In this session, I want to talk about how to measure the impacts of your job. Mostly, developer evangelist and developer advocate is one man, so I'm working lots of different parts of evangelism activity, such as support the open source community and lots of different API services and B2B services. Definitely my talk is not clear answers. I want to, for you to get some hints and insights from my experience. First of all, I want to introduce myself. I started my career as a web developer, as a startup company. And then team leaders API platform in the second largest Korean internet portal site for 10 years. And then I'm working in AWS now. Fortunately, my main job was originated from my side job, AKA hobby, right? So in undergraduate school, I inspired from web technology, and I made it my first job. And I have been volunteers and founders of many communities. As he said, the open source community and API community and AWS user group in Korea. So it made it my job. So actually, generally, our main job is boring, right? To make money. But hobby is very fun because it made it a motivation to learn and be curious. Sometimes we focus on the main job and inside job. And if it is connected together, it is perfect life, right? So actually, developer relations is very dream job for such a connected together, right? So I just want your job too, yeah. If you have a mobile phone, so please take a QR code and or type a URL. This tool is direct poll. It's very useful. WebSocket-based live real-time live poll services. If you have some sessions, you can gather user feedback in live. So please vote yours, right? So let's try, yeah. So there is a developer advocate and a marketing manager here. Yeah, marketing managers is take a picture link. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, good enough. So yeah, a lot of marketing manager here, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand my audience, and I adjusted my speech for your main audience, right? Okay. So and then so firstly, when I thought about the question, so we are trying to answer here, what metrics matter the most for the developer relation? Actually, the management group, Peter Drucker, said if you can measure it, you can improve it. This quotation is very famous to Lord Kelvin. He is the very famous scholars of the modern thermodynamics in physics. So this point is one to measure things is very important, right? So to improve. So I searched some Twitter, yeah, DevRel and metrics, yeah. So I got just a poll, yeah. If you search DevRel and metrics, yeah, actually there's some answers, some hint for us. Actually, there's a few answers. Production video less than 15 minutes show hello world, right? Then CSAT is customer satisfaction score is very important, right? So when I speak to every sessions, we gather the CSAT score is very important too, right? So yeah, next again, yeah. Yeah. So what's your critical development metrics? There's 4 items. One is the unique of users, active users, such as active users, and popularity of your community, such as GitHub stars, and third part is unique users or active users, and fourth part is conversion of paid common customers, like related to money, right? So I think, yeah, well, you answer actually, yeah, active user number is very important, right? You think, and then GitHub is also, yeah, it's very important. Wow, yeah. So and volume also is good, yeah. So yeah, there's just some, yeah, it's very interesting, interesting result, right? Because actually, so actually here's another answer. It's Adam Fitzgerald. He is head of worldwide marketing in AWS. Actually, he is my boss, right? And he tweet that kinds of same questions. So, but there is a totally different, right? Here is a DevRel's users, right? He tweet that very general users, right? The general users thinking about that money is very important for developer relation too, right? It's very interesting result, right? So I recommend, in fact, he gave a great speech about this topic in DevRel's San Francisco in this year. So I recommend to watch this video. It has a lot of insights to measure developer relations, right? So yeah, he's my boss. Yeah, it's very good speech. So here's my fundamental questions, not to be changed. What's the common characteristic from community and business? Yeah, so actually, I have been in 12 years Mozilla community, nonprofit organizations. I localized Firefox in Korean, nurturing code contributors and localizer, and Mozilla web developer documentations, and support general Firefox users in Korea. In 2007, Mozilla had hundreds of millions of users and millions of support to use Q&A and test alpha and beta version, and do Q&A for general users, and thousands of active contributors, including the issues, pilot issues, bug tracking, and localizing, and add-on developers, and hundreds code contribution. So there's a lot of volume in general users, and the core members, the code contribution is very small. It's the same in Spring community. To make a bridge to the commercial products, only 5% of users subscribe, 0.1% of is active. So to increase number of users is very important for valuable active users to develop relations, as you check. So if you engage the API business, such as Line, it is the same cycle from the acquisitions to generating revenue, right? So actually, there's a lot of metrics API health check, such as traffic in your sites, number of API key issues, API call volumes, and number of apps made by third-party developers, and average revenue per applications. Actually, before joining the AWS, I founded the API platform team in my previous company in 2007. In the time, there's no users, yeah, no API key issues, and no apps, right? I started to write a blog and hold a hackathon and a workshop, API mashup events for third-party developer So it reaches 3 million API call per day from 8,000 API key in 2013. But only 100 applications had business values, so it's very small, right? So Hideki-san is also said to this is a very general marketing funnel, B2B business. Some marketing guys is very familiar with this. We do various marketing activities, including evangelism. We generated leads, right? Marketing object lead is generated from the events and webinars and a lot of activities. And sales follow up the marketing lead to sales qualified lead and found the qualified opportunity to generate revenue, right? So this is to be led by our product, right? So AWS, in case of AWS, AWS has 1 million of active users in global. AWS active customers are defined by non-Amazon accounts who use the cloud at least once a month. Last month is millions of users already uses AWS, paid or free tier, right? Yeah, it's very big numbers from startup and enterprise customer and developers all of in global, right? So Amazon is very Earth's most customer-centric company, and over 95% of features of in AWS is made by customers' feedback, right? As Hideki-san said, it means AWS is very data-driven company, and measurement on customer feedback is very important part of our job, right? So I just want to share the data-driven measurement for the developer relation. So in this context, I want to suggest 3 steps to measure your job and generate a scale of your volume and nurturing community and make money, right? So firstly, the first one is generate volume. As I said, the DevRel is mostly one-man job and hard to scale volume, limited resources. So I have some tips to actively and metric to be measured. To scale your audience, you need to make a creative and passionate contents in the first, right? So when I joined to the AWS 3.5 years ago, there's no contents. There's a few users in Korea. So no one's invite me. Yeah, there's no events, right? It's only Korean AWS events, right? There's no no one invited the third-party events. So I made it made my own slide and uploaded the slide share and YouTube. Yeah, with a very fascinating contents. So left hand is scaling up to your first 10 million users on AWS. It's very popular in generally popular in AWS topic. So many Korean watch this in slide share and my webinar video, and it's very very popular and shared to the whole of Twitter. So 3 years we have 30,000 views right now. So another example is the trending topic, such as Amazon AI services. So I released these videos 3 months ago. So we have 13,000 views in Korean video site. So select great topics, and watching metric is very important. So another tip is you need to always with a fun demo, right? So actually it's not just a talking. You show the demo for users. It's very clear and best tip for all evangelism. Second part is calculate your impacts. Most evangelists have various activities. So public speaking in offline events and online seminar, and joining user group meetup and writing blog and meeting with news reporters. You need to measure the impact. It's not counting of just counting the activity. For example, the online webinar is more or less impact rather than the face-to-face meeting, right? So they had multitasking to watching the video and multitasking on another multitasking. So it's very low impacts. It is very low impacts than offline. So PR activity is very more powerful because when you interviewing with a news reporter or writing technical article to the news media is very impact to many audience, right? So here's some calculate formula. So it's the calculating your impact to your activity. So webinar is very low impact. Weight is 0.3, and hands-on is very important. Hands-on is exercising to your services, so it's very higher impact to customers. So PR is also very impact. So you can do priorities to the activities, and you can calculate it, this kinds of impact, right, score. So we can recalculate the impact basis. So it's a very different part of numbers, and we also tracking to the this impact score to monthly by monthly right now. Third part is to share your great contents. You need to get their own personal channel and to increase followers. So as I said, I have 70,000 followers in Twitter. You have to earn the trust of the developers by sharing piece of good information, technical tips, and insight, as well as your the session video, session contents of your product. You can choose your optimized channel by the contents, Twitter or Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, you can choose delivering your contents or your thought, your insight. Actually, I have a relatively large of followers. Many people wonder what is secret. Yes, some people ask to me. Yeah, so there's my tip is for you to engage the channel earlier. Yes, I have been 12 years to using the Twitter, 11 years using the Facebook. So when new channel is made it, you need to try right now, right? So for example, recently AWS starting the leveraging Twitch channel. You know that Twitch? Yes, actually Twitch is a live streaming video website about the gaming, right? It's not developed. Actually, to enjoy the gaming is the audience is mostly developer. So we give the live coding and streaming developer sessions in there. To find a good channel, so early is very important to increase your audience. So actually, one of is part is Instagram, and you know that Instagram is very it's photo-based is the social share. So we also made the AWS developer channel, and so TikTok is recently very popular in China and Asian areas. So you can do think of that. So second part is nurturing community. It's a very important part that Hideki-san shared. So the first one is you need to expand developer channel. So there's a Stack Overflow, Reddit, and Japanese site is Kita is very important right now. So you need to check the unanswered question and say weekly and monthly basis. So also you need to make your own forum. AWS developer forum is you can get the support without issuing ticket in the console. So it's a very important channel too. So and with developer is very important. So community party is already Hideki-san is shared. So it's Facebook. There's a Facebook group in Korea. So it is 15 thousand people is joining. So actually, it's very characteristic is very important, very different in both compared with the Western side. So there's a lot of Asian Facebook group and a Slack channel and a Meetup group. So there's over 500,000 members in Meetup in the global, and about 1,000 Meetup in AWS user group too. So meet the developers and again. So you need to check the metrics, the active users in Facebook group and active users group rates. Meetup is very important, sustainable community. So third part is finding the heroes. As Hideki shared, George uses made it AWS Samurai program. So we in global, the program is changed to the AWS Hero Community Hero program. So so it's a very important part of our developer marketing. So we need to find leaders again. So we expanded the expertise the community heroes, the serverless community, service hero and a container hero too right now. So third part is the money, about the money, it's conversion to paid. I have some tips to my jobs. Whenever I have public speaking, I added the feedback URL in final slide. They can make a question to me or get free AWS credit code or connect to sales. So it goes to my own Salesforce campaigns and recognize the marketing acceptability. So you can see my result, the campaign in 2015. In January, I have 80 public speaking in every year. So 10,000 audiences per year. So it means 10% of audience want to contact us, right? Yeah. So 1,000 people is a contact is a campaign. So it generated some opportunity and make a revenue. It's very very useful visibility to sales and marketing person for the evangelism job. Second part is in-account sessions, right? Sometimes customer invite me internal seminar by sales people because we have a lot of speaking in the public and our content is very exposed in public. So in that case, I already support today co-work with the salesperson and to customer. It also we made a campaign and collect lead from the offline survey form. Yeah, so we measure to the effect of the internet sessions. The third part is very important. Impacting to C-level people, executive, such as CEO, CTO, and CIO is very important to sales. So yeah, you in AWS we have very different kinds of evangelists. Enterprise evangelists. They were C-level people in our customer. Yes, Coca-Cola CIO and Capital One CIO and Dow Jones CIO. Actually, he had a lot of experience insight about the cloud migration for enterprise. So they are engaging the executive of our customer as well as general evangelism job. It's very important person for us in evangelism. Yeah, it's almost finally. So actually, there's a 3-step here. So it's very simple math, right? Please make your formula to calculate your impact on your activities. It's just you can give a weight value in each part. It's not right question, right answers, but depends on your preference, right? You can change. So you can negotiate your boss and discussion with the sales and marketing people. Yeah, so finally I want to summarize my talk. There's a 3-step in evangelism funnel. You can recognize metric in each step and recalculate your impact in your preference. you need to scale your audience by creating fascinating contents, sharing your brand channel, and second stage is that you should be calculate the higher weight than the first. You need to gather fan and maker community, and finally co-work with your marketing and sales person, especially C-level people, right? Okay, so finally, I want to remind you, if you can measure it, you can improve it. So I want to feedback again. So yeah, let's try again. So. Okay. Yeah. So this is CSAT score. Yeah. Yes, I'm very ashamed to be. So, yeah. So I see that your feedback again after my speech. Okay. So we also hiring. So globally, AWS Avengers. There's a lot of Avengers job in globally. So please apply. Yeah. So including Japan. Thank you for listening my talk, and very appreciate to your attention. So there's a slide link here, so you can download and you can see that my slide. Thank you.